I would like to welcome all of you to week number 3 in our continuing study of Shabbat. We are concentrating this week on chapter 2 in Rabbi Malamed's book, the section entitled Preparing for Shabbat. Like any other significant event in our life, Shabbat requires preparation. In order for us to enjoy the Sabbath day, in order for us to derive from it all that it has to offer, all of its blessings, it is necessary to begin our preparation long before the day itself. And that is why, in Jewish tradition, preparation for the Sabbath begins earlier on in the week. A question I think I raised with you in an earlier discussion is exactly when do we begin to prepare for Shabbat? I suggested to you that we begin to prepare a week in advance, that on the Saturday afternoon of the Shabbat that we are already observing, we already begin to prepare for the coming Sabbath by taking out the Torah and beginning to read and to study the portion for the week to come. In other words, the proper time to begin to celebrate the next Shabbat is while we're still in the midst of observing the current Shabbat. And so it is that for traditional Jews, that preparation lasts all week from Sabbath to Sabbath. Now, because preparation requires time, each of the days of the week can be a day of preparation, a day of organization in anticipating the needs of the Sabbath. As a matter of fact, as I've also mentioned to you before, the days of the week are called by numbers. They're called Yom Rishon, the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, the sixth day, and then the seventh day, which is called the Sabbath. It is almost as if we are saying that each of the days of the week is a preparation, a readying ourselves for the climax, for the culmination of the week, which comes on the seventh day, which is the Shabbat. So ideally, when we prepare for Shabbat, each of the days of the week is an opportunity for us to look ahead, to plan what we need to ensure that our celebration of the following week's Shabbat is as fulfilling and as meaningful as possible. Now, obviously, people will do this in different ways. And as you will note when you read Rabbi Malamed's chapter 2, you will see that there are a number of forms of preparation for the Sabbath day, and we will discuss all of them. But I would like to discuss the general categories and ask you to think about how you prepare for the Sabbath day. When we have our Zoom discussion, I would like to not only talk about what Rabbi Malamed suggests as ways to prepare for Shabbat, but I would like to ask the question, how do you in your lives prepare for the specialness of the observance of the Sabbath day? So what kinds of preparation is necessary in order for us to properly observe and sanctify the Shabbat? Well, like any other occasion, it involves a number of different factors. First of all, it involves a location. You have to have a location to celebrate Shabbat, and normally that location is going to be in your own home. But occasionally we celebrate Shabbat in other locations as well, as other places as well. Shabbat can be celebrated in our homes, but we can also be guests in other people's homes. Normally, we find ourselves in familiar surroundings on the Shabbat, but the interesting thing is, even if we are traveling, even if we are away from our regular settings, we can celebrate Shabbat and honor Shabbat, even if we find ourselves in strange surroundings. So the Sabbath can be observed anywhere, but the advantage to celebrating it in a place that we know is that we can prepare for it properly. A lot of the work that is done during the week involves getting our home ready for Shabbat, cleaning the house, preparing the Shabbat table before the Sabbath day, making sure that everything is in readiness for the Sabbath. These are all parts of the preparation that involve the location of our Shabbat celebration. The Sabbath, by the way, is primarily celebrated in the home. There is a synagogue component to the holiday. A good portion of the day is observed in the synagogue in both study and prayer. But the center of Shabbat celebration is the home. And this is what I want to emphasize. The Sabbath is really a holiday that focuses on the Jewish home. From Friday evening till Saturday evening, the most meaningful experiences of Shabbat are the experiences that we celebrate in our own homes together with members of our family. And so it is very important that we create the kind of environment in our homes that will lend sanctity to the Sabbath day. Not only that our homes be clean and well prepared, but that we have an environment for 25 hours which is conducive to Shabbat rest. To have strife in the house is not conducive to the observance of Shabbat. To spend the Sabbath day watching the television set, watching a football game, a sports event, some other activity, is not conducive to the observance of Shabbat. To celebrate the Sabbath day by engaging in common weekday activities, which we can do at any time during the course of the week, is not creating a special Shabbat environment. The whole idea of preparation is that we create a place where the sanctity and the specialness of the Shabbat can be realized amongst all of us who gather there. And that's the second part of Shabbat. Shabbat also involves not only place, it involves people. The Shabbat should be a time when we have the opportunity to gather with the people who are closest with us, closest to us in our life, our family, our friends, and spend time together, especially in today's world when we're going this way and that. It is very important that we have an opportunity set aside to be with those that we care about, to celebrate, to eat, to study, to converse with one another, to create a space for us to renew our ties as individuals and members of a family. And not only our families, but our friends, because it is particularly appropriate on Shabbat to invite guests to our home to celebrate with us the joy and the happiness that we know on the Sabbath day. So we have location and we have people. As you might guess, in any Jewish function, food is tremendously important, okay? We try on the Shabbat to enjoy 3 traditional meals. The rule of Shabbat is that we are to enjoy 3 repasts, 3 su'udot, 3 feasts in the course of the Sabbath day. One that is eaten on Friday evening, the main meal which introduces the Sabbath. One that is eaten on Saturday in the afternoon, right after we have returned from the synagogue, the midday meal. And then finally, a third meal at the end of the Sabbath day to escort the Sabbath out as we prepare for the new weekday. In arranging for these meals, we should strive to serve the best that we can, the most special things that we can, the things that we most enjoy to be part of our Sabbath celebration. A large part of the preparation for Shabbat involves planning a menu, buying and preparing the food, and setting a Sabbath table that is a delight to ourselves and to those who join us. And so how we arrange the Shabbat, how we eat on Shabbat is also a factor which we must take into account. On the Sabbath day, we enter looking and feeling our best. We have to be in the proper mental condition and we have to be in the proper physical condition. What does that mean? Traditionally, it means that when we come to the Sabbath table, we don't come in our jeans. We don't come from having worked all day and without preparing ourselves. We bathe, we wash, we put on festive clothing, perhaps the nicest of the clothing that we have. We sit at the table. If we need a haircut or we need to shave or take care of personal needs, we do it before Shabbat so that we are our best personal selves when we come into the Sabbath and celebrate together. And not only our physical appearance, but we should strive on the Sabbath day to leave behind all of our cares and worries. We all of us bring into the Sabbath our anxieties of the past week, but the ideal way of celebrating Shabbat is before the sun sets, to let those anxieties and those concerns and those worries dissipate, to concentrate not on what we lack, but instead to concentrate on the blessing that we enjoy when we come together and celebrate the Sabbath day. It is to be a day when we are not concerned with our personal needs, when we are not concerned with the things that we do not have. Rather, it is to be a day in which we celebrate as if we were all kings and queens, as if we had been blessed with all things, and this was a day given over totally to joy and to satisfaction. So, in thinking about your response to your preparation for Shabbat, I ask you to consider the following. In each of these different areas, what do you do in order to prepare for Shabbat? And if your answer is you do nothing, if your answer is that your Shabbat is no different than any other day of the week, that you make no other preparation, no special arrangements are made to make Shabbat distinct and unique, then that takes away from the Sabbath day itself. Part of what makes the Sabbath so meaningful to Jews is no matter how difficult their life may have been during the course of a week, they always had Shabbat to look forward to. They always knew that though they might live a life of drudgery and of toil during the week, on the Sabbath day, they were going to be together with the people that they loved and lived as if they were sons and daughters of the Holy One, blessed be He. I look forward to discussing all of these questions with you in our next Zoom session. May I take this opportunity to wish you and your loved ones a happy and a healthy new year, and may 2021 turn out to be the beginning of a new period of light for all of us. Thank you.